All right, shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. Double honors being to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Blessing and salutations unto the hopeful elect, those in the gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai. Reverend it may be, Mr. Akia Mahaloya, coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will to be edifying. It says here, more warnings or more falsy warnings. Expect a whole lot of pain this winter, which Yahweh Shai said, pray your flight be not in winter. Alright, so whatever they're doing, they're alluding to something big that's going to happen this winter, whether it's some type of biological, chemical attack, whatever they're going to release in the air or whatever, because I got intel that they were spraying a lot of chemtrails in the sky yesterday. And what are the chances that it's going to be like a 60-degree weekend and all next week is going to be pretty much warm, out of season? And it's funny because we had rain all week and we even had snow at the beginning of the week and damn near below freezing temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Now all of a sudden it's going to be a 70-degree day, and they're spraying all these chemicals in the air. People are bound to get sick and they're going to, bound to end up going to the hospital and end up testing positive for this virus, which is going to add to the numbers. But anyway, man, this guy here, man, you can just look at him and the picture speaks for itself. So I'm going to try to be PC, and just be straightforward with it and speaking on terms that's obvious but not obvious, if you know what I mean, because for whatever reason he's been on to the videos, man. He's been really watching, like, yeah, we got you, bro. That's okay, because the work has to continue to get done. But anyway, it says, as the elitists continue to roll out their agenda, I ain't gonna say that particular word, because they feel some type of way, but their agenda, it says, Fauci keeps talking about how much pain the public is going to go through this winter due to the pandemic. It says Fauci continues to talk about bad and dark this winter will get, so expect the elitists to pull off something sinister. And like according to Psalm 64th chapter, it tells you how he does things, he conjures things up, and he think about these things, and these things have been conjured up into reasoning for years now, decades. So this is nothing that just happened out of the definitive blue, but these are things that the elites have been trying to conjure up for years, and it's a process. Like, we've always stated that it's not that these men are wise, but then again, they are wise in their own conceits, but reality, they follow a certain formula. Like I made the analogy that you don't have to be the smartest or the most articulate person to solve a math problem. Only thing you got to know is how the formula works, and there you go, problem solved. Like, you don't have to be Albert Einstein and know what 5 times 3 is. Alright, so anyway, it says here, if things do not change, they continue on the course we're on, there's going to be a whole lot of pain in this province with regard to additional cases and hospitalizations and deaths. It says, he said in an interview Wednesday this evening, it says, the interview on Wednesday with CNBC, it said that the United States is going in the wrong direction as the virus allegedly arises in 47 states and affected patients overwhelm hospitals across the country. It says it certainly feels like these people are going to make life difficult soon. Of course they are, because this is the nature of E. This is what he does. But it says they have never had the kind of hospital and intensive care facility and flexibility that some of the larger hospitals in larger cities have. It says Fauci. It says director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. It says they're concerned that the trajectory continues, that they may be in a position where they are going to be strapped for things like intensive care beds, said Fauci. But the people who think they have power over everyone continue to talk of a dark winter. It says they will probably attempt to pull off another lockdown, but it's now up to the public what we would accept. We will also implore all military and law enforcement to take a long, hard look at what you're being asked to do. But this is part of prophecy, man. And this is very good because there's some very good articles on here. They got the this one here. It says the Corona 19 winter. It says Biden warns dark winters ahead, and all these other things. And these are good articles to go into, but you got to be very subtle when you're going into these things. Like Yahweh Shai said, be as harmless as does and wise as serpent. So and these things you have to really be in code, because Esau Edom, he doesn't want this information coming out, because ultimately he's exposed. All right, so anyway, this is the book of Ezekiel 28, and I'm gonna start at verses 1. It says, the word of Yahweh came into me, saying, Son of man, it says, say unto the prince of Tyrus, say that the Lord Yahweh, because thy heart is lifted up. It's talking about their pride, okay? Because this man is completely proud to think that this is going to really formulate some type of plot or strategy to conquer the world, when in fact, the Lord is going to basically sweep the brand from under his feet. You know, the Lord is not with this, and he's going to put an intervention to it. And you got to have faith to believe that, because if not, you'll get caught up in the traps. It says, because thy heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a power. I sit in the seat of the Most High, and in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man, and not the power. Though thou set thy heart as the heart of a power, right? So, even though you're acting like you're God or you're the Most High, you know, you're coming up with these particular devices to make it dehuman, or how can I say it? I can't say, my tongue tied, but to dehumanize. You know, you can make this as implorable as possible, but at the end of the day, man, this is all the plan of the Most High, and it's going to end with the downfall of you devils. It says, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel, and there's no secret that they can hide from thee, because the scriptures say he does a diligent search. He seeks out all. All right, this is how E is able to conjure up these think tanks, because he looks at all possible angles. And I will admit that Esau is by the book, man. If I haven't known anybody, this man is completely by the book, and I give him that. You know, he does his research, he spies, he sits back, he watches you, man. Like, if an employer, show you how dirty employers are, right? If you're doing something that they don't deem fathomable, or they feel like it's a violation of company policy, to prove that they're a bunch of devils, they're just supposed to say, well, look, man, this is not what you do. But instead, they'll build up a RICO on your ass and then trap you when they have enough evidence to trap you up, instead of, you know, correcting you and say, well, look, if you didn't understand, this is what it is, instead of trying to look for ways to trap you up. But that's what he does, because he's a fucking devil. All right, it says, and with thy wisdom and with thy understanding, you know, like I said, this man is ahead of what is it, allergies or an infectious disease. As a matter of fact, I'm not even gonna butcher it, I'm gonna look it back up. He's the head of, or he's like one of the chairmen of what is it here? I've just read it. Yep, he's basically of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. So you gotta be in some high level sorcery to even be part of that organization. You know what I'm saying? That's on par with the CIA, NASA, you know, the FDC, the CDC, you know, the Federal and Drug Administration, all these particular entities that's ran by E. You know, that's some high level sorcery to be able to sit and to become a primary chairman of these particular organizations, which would start out of witchcraft and deceit and death and murder. It says, with thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. That's right, because people made a lot of money off this event. You know, a lot of CEOs have packed up and, you know, liquidated their assets and pulled their stocks and bonds out of the markets, and they put their money in different escrow accounts, and, you know, in silver and gold and different lands and islands, and they got the hell out of Dodge. While us, we're basically sitting here to take the fall for it. And guess who's gonna have to pay for it? You peons of a Babylon. You know, you gonna have to pay for it. And I will not include myself in that, because I don't consider to be a Babylonian. Okay, Babylon means confusion, and you people are in a complete catatonic state of confusion. You people are out your minds, man. You have no reasoning. You can't fathom anything. You know, but it says here, but by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic is something that means to flow to and fro, or something that's constantly moving. Like right now, I'm looking out the window and it's nothing but traffic, and that goes into the business, the commerce. All right, like it's a truck past me called Triple Crown. I don't know what they transport from point A to point Z, but the fact that that's considered traffic, okay? Because they're exporting and transporting goods from one place to another, which is going to bring in business. Same thing with anything, restaurants, gas stations, malls, you know, department stores, box stores, jewelry stores, you know, whatever you may think. That's why it says here, with thy traffic thou has increased thy riches. And this pandemic is nothing more than part of the traffic, because, hey, they're getting money off this. You know, you got people that got filthy rich. They became billionaires overnight, while people that lost jobs and lost money and lost wealth due to what's going on in the world today, you know. But it's all Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you know. And it says, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. So this is why E believe that he's gonna get away with this. This is why he believed that his New World Order, or whatever you want to call it, is gonna be the pinnacle of beauty. But really, the Most High is gonna do away with it, man. All right. Psalm 64 and 2, it says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. We know who the wicked is. From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. And this is nothing but a work of iniquity. All right. Iniquity is sin on top of sin. You know, that's transgression. Iniquity is when you continue to stack sin and your sins adds up. That's iniquity. And he has done nothing but display iniquity in the earth through his murder. You know. And it says here, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot it. It says to bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. And this is bitter, you know, that, this is going to be a bad winter, you know. People are going to have to go to places and get things put in them that's not reasonable. You know, it's going to make them sick. Those things like that, you know, the Most High is going to stop. And it says here that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, and suddenly they do shoot at him and fear not. And they encourage themselves in an evil matter. This is evil, okay? Like right here, you're looking at the embodiment of evil if I ever seen it. All right. And you could just look at this individual's face and know that he's not right. He's not dealing with a full deck. All right. And these are the men who you put your trust and faith in, which basically is going to lead you to the destruction and to judgment, to death. It says here they commune of laying snares privately, and they say, who should see them? To the point that he's been exposed. But at the end of the day, he's like, shit, man, we're already there. You can't go back on and redact on it and say that this was all folly and BS. No, people are already where you want them at. They're already a victim to this tyranny. They're already gone. The fact that you have to wear this and wear that to even get some type of business endeavor, no, man. We're not living in a normal society. All right. It says here, and they search out iniquities and they accomplish a diligent search. And when you diligently seek something, that means that you put fervency in it, you know. And it says, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart, which is the mind, is deep. But the Most High should shoot at them with an arrow, and suddenly they should be wounded. So, hey, the Most High is going to chop this shit down. They ain't going to get too much farther. You better believe that, because once they start coming for the men of the Lord, that's when the Lord is going to say enough is enough. Because if it wasn't for that, hey, we all would be doomed. It says, so they should make their own tongues to fall upon themselves, and all that see them should flee away. Ooh-wee. So this is why you have a lot of whistleblowers, a lot of men are coming out exposing, you know, these diabolical plans that the elites are conjuring up. People are exposing them, and people are trying to succeed from that because ultimately they don't want to partake in that judgment. All right. So this is the book of Mark 13, and I'm gonna start at verses 15. It says, and let him not that is on a housetop go not down into the house, neither enter therein at to take anything out of his house. So we gonna have to just go, brothers. We ain't gonna be able to go. You can't go grab that Xbox Generation X, man. Can't go get that PS5 you just bought 2 days ago, man. That shit gotta stay behind, unless it just so happens to be with you and you somehow find a TV in the woods or come across a bunker. But even then, you ain't gonna be thinking about no damn video games. You know, you're gonna be thinking about moving around and boozing and drinking booze and shit, because it's gonna be so bad out here. You know, we gonna have plenty to drink in that day. You're gonna need it. You know, because it's gonna get hell. It's gonna be hectic out here. You know, so brothers, man, you're gonna be on cloud 9 just off adrenaline itself. You know, trying to escape these things through the spirit, but we will escape. I got faith in that. It says here, and let him that is in the field turn on back again and take up his garment. But woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. So, hey, brothers, man, you know, now is not really the time to be having babies. You know, I mean, things happen. Everything happens through the spirit. But if you're going to have a baby, at least don't be careless with it, you know. Don't just be out here, you know, dipping, dotting everything you got, man. You got a woman, you just can't just be dipping in her like that, man. If you're going to dip, then, you know, you need to dip, you know, just, I got the term. Put her on her, not in her, you know what I mean? So, you know, just be careful with where you shoot your kids at, man, you know. Shoot them, but not in her, you know. But it says them, and pray ye that your flight be not in winter. All right, that's the key. And they're talking about a dark winter. It's gonna be, you know, if this devil's as diabolical as we think he is, then hey, shit, man, I can see him very well kicking this shit off, because he has to make you inconvenient. Esau is the ultimate inconvenience, man. You know, For in those days should be the affliction, says it was not from the beginning of creation which the Most High created until this time, neither shall be. And except that the Lord have shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. But for the elect's sake whom he chosen, he has shortened days. So these times are going quick, bro. He's going to put an end to this global tyranny. He's going to stop it, man, because he knows that if he didn't do that, it's going to be bad out here. We won't even survive it, you know, because we holding on with it from a thread, you know. But anyway, 2nd Ezra 16 and 18 and the 17, it says here, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days. All right, verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, and the beginning of evils. What should I do when these evils come? Hey, and that's a heavy question to ask, because we ask ourselves this, like, man, is the Lord going to be with us? Baba Kushah, be with us, be with us. Don't let us fall victim to this, because it's scary if you think about it in the flesh. Spirit, we ready, like, come on with it. Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish. Look those words up. Our sin is scourges for a minute, but for all these things they should not return from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. So at the end of the day, these people are going to be getting jacked up left and right. But at the same time, they're not going to even attempt to even repent, because they ain't going to know why the hell they're getting jacked up. They're not going to consider their evil deeds, because that's how detached they are from the Spirit of the Most High. Alright? Verse 32, and it says, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and our ways and all our paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man should travel there through. Alright, but I'm going to end it there, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And with that, Shalom and a Baba.